Howdy, folks. So I decided recently that I needed to upgrade the highly reliable and very dependable DeWalt compact 20-volt chainsaw, which many people have. There's many reviews online, and I have put it through its paces for years. It's very popular with snowmobilers and ATVers, or put it in the back of the truck for off-roading, as go into the woods and dependably be able to remove any 10-inch limbs that have fallen into the road. I use it a lot for if a tree falls onto my fence and my animals get out. It'll section that up deep in the woods. Maybe not particularly quickly, but it will do it. It does the job. It's been very reliable. However, I frequently find myself asking, even with a brand new sharp bar and chain on it, which in this case it is. This is brand new. It's the one that came with my new replacement saw, the Ryobi. It's a very sharp chain. And even still, on a piece of hardwood, I'm asking myself while cutting, why am I still cutting this log? I'm still cutting this log. Why am I having time to think about the fact that I'm still cutting this log? And so on. This is a frequent thought process that goes through my head, mostly because I'm an old school Simpsons fan. But if you're wondering why you're still doing a task when there's better performance available, maybe it's time for an upgrade. Again, reliability has been the hallmark of this DeWalt saw. And also, I think everybody has it because it came out first, a compact chainsaw like this. It came out a long time ago. DeWalt and Craftsman were sharing some designs, and I think sometimes the way to win a race is to start first. So yes, certain clips in reverse and slow-mo just to extend out the time period on my footage to do the voiceover. But here we go. We're going to do the real performance test here, and we're actually going to time it. And I tried to get all the bias out by using the same blade, same bar, and I go the Ryobi saw, then the DeWalt saw, then the Ryobi saw, again on the same bar and chain. I actually swapped out the same bar and chain onto both, so you can see that, well, it wasn't because the Ryobi went first, that the DeWalt now had to deal with a duller blade, because I did the Ryobi again, and it still went faster. I'm just, spoiler alert, it does. How much is the impressive amount? The difference between a Gen 2 and a Gen 1 top handle or compact battery-powered chainsaw. And so I'm not saying that this is going to be the best. I'm just saying if you're going to go with a Gen 2, you're going to see a performance leap over what you might already have sitting in the back of the garage. Using the hatchet, which has a 6-inch blade to show how big this log is that we're going to start with. And let's get rolling. I'll run the timer. Both of these saws actually weighed 7.3 pounds on my scale. No oil, no battery, no bar. That is the chassis only. Now, for all of its fantastic qualities of this Ryobi saw, this is sort of bugging me. The blade change and then tensioning interface here is not mounted like every other saw that I have on the actual chassis of the saw. It's mounted on this plasticky covery thing. and the screw to then tighten and loosen the chain is on the cover. Now, this wouldn't be a big deal, and it may have some tertiary reliability benefits, is that if you were ever to lose that screw or by over loosening it, or the chain tensioner were to break somehow, I have no idea, is perhaps you could just get one of these replacement covers and you're all good. But I just don't see that happening. And I think it was really just an oversight. Like, this is almost to the point where Ryobi, they're ready to assemble the saw and go, we can't tighten this thing. Boss is going to be furious. What do we do? And they came up with this cover design. This chain tensioning gizmo means that you can't necessarily see where the chain tensioning stud is when trying to actually get it into the bar for the first time. So there's really no way to do this standing up in a field, standing in some mud. You must do it on a bench. I am literally trying my best to do this in front of the camera. It's not working for me. So as far as maintenance goes, don't care for this aspect of it. DeWalt, it's a compact chainsaw, so it doesn't matter to me tremendously that it has this, non-professional auto tightening system to set the bar guard and the chain. As far as a compact chainsaw goes, who cares? Yes, it's more professional to have the nut. However, Ryobi used a non-captive nut, not professional, and this weird chain tensioning system, which I just can't imagine a pro's going to want, because if your chain slips in the field, you're on a log, and you're surrounded by mud, you can't set your saw down, you're going to have to go find a bench. You can't see it. You have to turn it upside down. You have to set it down. You need two hands. Somewhere or another, you have to hold the bar, the cover, the saw, all at once. And gravity needs to hold one of those on a bench. So maintenance-wise, not a fan of what they did here. However, am I still likely to take this into the woods over the DeWalt due to the performance? Yes, I am. I'm going to take that chance searching for the hole in the fence where the log is falling, because I want to be done, fence rebuilt. I want to move on to the next task. So if it were close, I'd go with the DeWalt over the ergonomics and the maintenance and the dependability. But the performance difference is just so night and day. And I truly believe this is a Gen 1 saw against Gen 2 saw comparison. So just wanted to give you an idea. 2022, 2023 is really the first time we saw this Ryobi 40 volt, the Milwaukee M18, Stihl MS220. I think Husqvarna might have come out first with the, but Husqvarna and Makita, I think, were out first with, I think it's the T535i and on the XGT saw on the Makita side. So all are going to be, I think, top-notch performers, depending on the type of wood you have, the type of bar you run, the type of chain you run. They're going to be in the same category. One's going to shave 0.2 seconds off. No big deal, really, depending on what you want to pay for it and how much performance you want to get. They're going to be still in the same category. They're Gen 2 saws. They're now benchmarking each other. They wanted to probably move the bar well above the performance of this DeWalt. And like I said, the Ryobi, it's a DIY grade, let's be honest. And it's got some interesting maintenance considerations. But the performance is still that for the price, maybe having a similar wattage out as the M18, which I think is going to share some of the chassis components with, is this thing just performs so well. I'm, of course, going to take it into the woods. So food for thought, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.